I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I think I'm good.
Have a good day.
Have a good day. What's going on?
Oh, it's just Sunday night.
Nobody's here yet.
I was just watching Salivate Metal.
Oh, yeah.
Sal, shout out to Sal over there.
That picture's crooked. It's driving me
Which
crazy.
picture?
The red one. That corner
Oh,
up.
this
Yeah.
one?
Yeah. Up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now down.
Down.
Up a little. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good?
That's good.
This one?
That one's
No.
alright. Don't touch. No. Yeah.
There you go.
Slightly. Okay.
All right.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Okay, I've got my
Scoop
smoke.
is here from With Cars.
I've got my
Okay.
coffee,
Thunder.
orange juice,
Duster? What? Orange juice?
water.
Mexican Spec.
I have all of my
Does
liquids.
nothing special. Bill McKiska. Richard Hayes. Overnight Guitarist says hello from Kingman, Arizona.
What's happening, man? So how's everybody tonight? Not that they can answer that, but
They can answer it.
Okay.
They can type it in. How is everybody tonight? Yes, coffee.
anybody playing around with metals? Have you seen what we got going on here?
What's going on there? You
Um,
watching Salivate Metal?
yes. Well, because silver is breaking new all-time highs.
Let's explore.
Every Let's explore. I love that guy. He's cool. He's cool.
He's doing it live right now, so he's
Yes.
competing with us.
He does live every Sunday night.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
So do we.
Yes, and then so does Jamie.
Yeah.
She takes our audience.
Right. Yeah. You're drinking? Okay.
Yes, I've got my coffee, my orange juice,
No.
and my ice water. All the liquids.
Let's see. Johnny. What? I need new glasses. Johnny Vote says, good evening, Uncle Tony and wife. That would be me.
Good evening. That would be Kathy Bananas.
Yeah.
Would be her official name.
Yep.
Her God-given name.
My street name.
Her street name. Kathy Bananas.
Yeah. So what's new, Tony? I like your cup. Who
Do you-
made
yes, Paula made that.
that? Yes, our friend Paul.
Yes, and it's picture. Oh, there's Molly
That's us on the other side.
and Winnie.
You turned it and you showed
Yeah,
them. Yeah,
yes.
that's us.
There you go. It's very nice. Very nice.
Very nice. Bobby Z got his UTG hat yesterday. Very good.
Walk a little taller now, right?
Very good.
Right?
More orders are going out tomorrow. Very good. Thank you very much. Let's see. Do you make it through all those drinks without hitting the bathroom?
I just hit it actually.
He's
So we're
alright.
starting
He'll
this
be
with an
fine.
empty bladder. Yeah, I believe we'll
Should
be
be
fine.
able to do it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So I don't know. They're not answering about how their weekend went. Well, Bobby Z got his UTG hat, so that's awesome.
That's yes.
But that's the only one that said anything about it.
Damn.
Wayne Buzzle says, "Don't break the seal." The seal of what?
No, you break the seal, all hell breaks loose.
Right.
Don't break the seal.
It's like Pandora's box, right?
Yes, that's
Same
right.
thing.
Well, I think somebody already did that, and now we're trying to get it closed again.
Oh. That you can't do that. It's too late for that. Tony can always ride the mini bike to the bathroom. Not in the house.
I got rid of all the mini bikes. I got rid of so much stuff, which I kind of regret now, but I don't.
Stop.
You know, time to simplify. So, I mean, but I got rid of all the mini bikes. I got rid of so many different things, but I still have too many. I still have too much.
How many motorcycles do you have right now?
5.
That's a lot. You
No.
can only ride one at a time.
Yes, but well, one of them is a project, and then the other 4 are all different varieties. So depending on what mood I'm in, I could. But they're all Sportsters. It's all different flavors of Sportster.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, there you go. You can hear the collie.
No, that's
actually Lily.
Lily. Yes, the growler.
The growler. She's
She growls, no exaggeration.
she's a
At,
mix.
at
She's
least
somewhat.
at least 7 or 8 hours a day straight. She growls.
She may be part terrier, maybe part cattle dog,
and all insane.
and all insane. We're not really sure exactly what she is.
She's actually a sweetheart. She's like a mush,
She's sweet,
except that she's always at war with.
always growling and
Yeah.
barking. Yeah, that's just her. Let's see, Nitro Mike, Uncle Tony, are you gonna try nitromethane on your Sportster hot rod project?
No, no. But once we're done with that dragster, that's like my nitromethane swan song. It's like bye. Been there,
I don't
done
blame you.
it. Yeah, no, I'm scarred from it. To be honest
Yeah.
with you,
I'm sure.
you know, there's a difference between people who go into the world of nitro and they have money. You know what I mean? And they can
Yeah.
just piss $1,000 like it's nothing, right?
It was very
And-
painful.
And
for
then
us.
there's like when
Yeah.
working guys like me get involved in it, and it's
terrible.
traumatic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like,
Really,
you know,
really bad.
how are we going to get punished next? Because that's all it is. It's just punishment. It's like different levels and waves
We
of
were
punishment.
raising kids at the time too. It
Yes,
was
yes,
really,
yes.
really
Raising
hard.
kids and
Oh.
living in New York City and paying a
Terrible.
house and please, it was ridiculous. So unlike rich people,
Mm.
wealthy people who either became wealthy through racing or got into racing when they were wealthy, unlike them, it was pure torture and no fun. There was like zero fun to be had. It was a sickness, and I had to get it out of my system, and I did.
Right. I can tell you got it out of your system.
Oh, it's totally out of my system.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
Even though like you've gone back into it a little bit, you're pretty okay with it.
Well, okay, so instead of learning, and instead of like now I'm just remembering.
Mhm.
So there's like no stress. I'm just like I'm emptying out the memory banks,
Right.
and somebody else is paying the bill, Jeff.
Thunderstructor says, "Did you manage to find all the parts you need for the nitro car?"
We are waiting. Yes, everything we need is on order. So the heads are still at the machine shop. I was actually going to do an update tomorrow.
They don't have it at O'Reilly's.
No, they can't get
No,
any of the
can't
stuff.
get it? Yeah.
Can't get it on Rock Auto. Amazon doesn't carry any of
No.
it. Yeah, I was very disappointed to find that out. But the heads are still at Shacklett's. I have to get an update from them to see what's going on with that. And all of the clutch stuff is still being made over at Crowell. I don't expect to have any of those parts in my hands until the end of December. So I was actually going to do a quick update tomorrow. I was going to do a thing on blower explosions, actually. I was going to look at the intake manifolds and talk about the
Maybe you shouldn't talk about it because people seem to be stealing your material.
Oh, I don't care.
I'm just saying.
Who's stealing my material?
Never mind.
All right. Hey, growlers, stop. So, but yeah, everything's we're just waiting. We're just waiting.
Wait, that sounded weird. What sounded weird? He must be getting over the nitro. Kathy hasn't seen him or a laundry room on fire yet.
I'm way over it. It was, you wouldn't recognize me, honestly. You wouldn't. So if you knew me then, like in the 90s, 80s, 90s when I was doing this stuff, and you know me now, like you've known me for the last 8 years, it's our 8th year now doing YouTube, you wouldn't recognize me. So it's a totally different human being. So it's over, done.
Yeah, you don't want to do that anymore. Let's see. Are you going to run that 0.080 over 331 block?
Say that one more time now.
Okay, this is what it says.
Yes.
Are you going to run that 0.080 over,
80 over.
yeah, 331 block?
Oh, it's a 354. Yes, we're going to use that block to get started with because we already have it. And to get started meaning we're going to light the car. We're going to get the basic settings taken care of. We're going to get the clutch taken care of. All of these things are completely doable with the block that we have. And then we're going to put it on the ground, and we're going to do a couple of chirpies, and then we're going to do burnout, and then we're going to send Jeff off on his first couple of 60-footers. So there's a lot to there. There's a lot of steps involved in this. So that block will be fine for each of those steps. I wouldn't step on it and try to go more than, let's say, 300 feet under power. And we have so far to go before we get to that point. So that block will be fine for those things. And then it's up to Jeff at that point, to decide whether he wants to proceed with this. In that case, we'll upgrade everything on the car, mechanically, and then make it basically a contemporary nostalgia type fuel car with an older chassis. But for right now, the parts that we have will do the job.
Okay. Judy Smith says the reveal of the new Dodge Charger, I think, is a cop-out because they're still not going to use the Dodge Charger everyone wants. It's like Stellantis is operating on deaf ears to what the market really wants.
Yeah, well, I mean, you see this big uproar they're having now over the electric Jeep. They introduced an electric, I don't even know what the frick they call this thing.
Jeep?
Yeah.
No.
So they just introduced this electric, whatever the hell it is, and somebody at the auto show, where the introduction, was like picking it apart. Like they got into the interior and they were saying, look how flimsy this is, and look how how shitty this is, and blah blah blah. And Stellantis had like a meltdown over it. Like, how dare you mess with our pre-production videos or our pre-production vehicles? But the thing is, it's not like those individual parts were fabricated for that exact car. Those are the production parts that were hand assembled. So yes, it's still going to be shit. But I mean, they saw what kind of radioactive turd the Charger was. They see the problems that they're having with the Wagoneer, the electric Wagoneer. Why would anybody expect anything different from their electric? It's the same company, the same engineers, the same suppliers, the same everything, right? Why would you not think that the Jeep is going to be a radioactive turd like everything else? So I don't know. I don't know why they do anything.
Did you tell people I was in Ecuador?
Well, weren't you in Ecuador last week?
No.
I didn't have to do the live by myself.
No, you did have to do the live by yourself.
You were involved in
super
that
tired.
pork smuggling ring?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody's wagging their tail very hard.
Yeah. Kathy Bananas likes to live on the wild side every once in a while, you know what I mean? She goes off on her...
Where did I go? I went to a dog event.
To get the loot so you could make your
The loot at
Yeah.
a dog event? Nobody gives me money.
Then how did you pull off your pork caper?
I didn't have a pork caper in Ecuador. I didn't. Don't
Okay.
listen to what Tony says. Let's see. Sarah says black market pork chops.
Yes.
Scandal.
There's
Really? Is that what you said? Is that what you told people?
swag pork chops always taste better,
Oh my
man.
goodness. They have dog events in Ecuador. No, they had it here in Murfreesboro. I woke up at 3:30.
Any Italian will tell you.
Dog event.
Any Italian will tell you. Swag stuff always tastes better.
Oh,
Swag food is always
stuff
better.
that fell off the back of the truck.
Yeah, swag cigarettes always smoke better. Swag everything is always better.
That only goes on in New York, though. That doesn't go
Not
on
anymore.
anyplace
Not
else.
anymore. There's no Italians left in New York.
No, you don't think so?
No.
How am I liking the van? We love ours. Deep truth. I
To
like
be honest
the
with
van.
you, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I like the van. I do like it. It has heat, which is really enjoyable. I got a little upset because I thought somebody scratched the door.
She's becoming attached to it real fast.
I was like, I used to take the Monte Carlo, the SS, and park it far away when I went food shopping and park it slanted. I'm about to do that with the van. So nobody bangs into it.
So
It's
it looks
a
like
little bit too much, but
it looks like by default our beater with a heater is becoming a permanent member, and I've got to start stockpiling parts
for now, it's all right. But I love the XJs because they're so nimble.
Yes.
I miss that. I miss
That's
the
right. We'll have an
nimbleness
XJ back on the road
and the small.
tomorrow. Molly Jane, get out of the merch. Molly Jane is eating the merch.
No, those are the boxes of the Christmas party. That's what that is.
Oh.
She's gonna chew that up. Oh, yeah. Oh wow, heat. I know. I know. It's okay. It's crazy. Tony had to come today, right? With the charger.
Yeah, I had to bring her some stuff at the dog.
Bring me some stuff.
She was at the dog club, and it was like this morning. It was like 20
freezing.
degrees, and I was just miserable. And I had to drive the charger over there with no heat.
I'm sorry, Tony.
That's all right. That's
You did bring me stuff. Next, should be living in the van down by the river. No, we won't. No, we won't. We like the house. The house is nice. Get out of there. Stop it. Oh my gosh. She doesn't listen. Dog club? Yeah. We go to the dog club.
the middle MOTC. It's here in Murfreesboro.
Murfreesboro Obedience Training Club.
Which I hate the name of it. I hate that whole
That's the
concept
name
of
of it.
obedience. I don't like
But
that.
that's the name of it.
These are my fur peeps. They don't need to really be obedient. What? Oh, yeah, I use that phrase.
I freaking can't with you. I really can't. You're killing me, Tony.
It'll be forgotten now.
Okay. Now it won't. Tony, did you change carb on 383?
No, I haven't. I was talking to Dr. Art the other day. We got to get back over there with the draggy. It's just his schedule and my schedule don't always align. He works. He does other things. So yeah, we have to get over there. The holidays threw him off. So we'll get over there this week, and we get some baseline runs on it. Even if we don't do any carburetor swapping, at least we get a baseline.
Tony needs to start a human disobedience club. Yeah, I guess. We do that at the Murfreesboro Obedience Training.
I just hate the name. I don't like that name. I don't know. It's I have a different relationship with my pups.
It's not, Tony. You're.
I don't
taking
like
it
the
the
name.
wrong way. You're taking it the wrong way. Oh my goodness.
I don't think that's wrong.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, I was gonna go for coffee, and then I was gonna go for orange juice.
I don't know. What do you want? Drink the juice. It's better for you.
I want to drink both, but if I do it too quickly, I'll crack my teeth.
Okay. All right, Tony. All right. Let's see. Yeah, pup obedience is an outdated concept. There are friends and companions, not our subjects. No.
Thank you.
I don't think
Thank you.
my
Who said
dog
that?
is my
Who said that?
subject.
Who said that?
I'm gonna get mad.
Why?
We're gonna have a big discussion about this in a minute. Like, do
I-
I treat my dogs like subjects?
No, we're talking about the name of
They're
the club.
trained for their own safety.
Yes, but we're
if
talking
my
about.
dogs need to drop in the middle of the street, they'll freaking drop.
I get that. We're
Save
talking about.
their lives.
But we're talking
Like,
about the name of the club. I don't like the name of the club.
Listen, there's a reason.
Nothing
people
wrong with training
train their
them.
dogs.
Yes. But
We're
who
not
said?
gonna go through this.
Who said
you
that?
Know what? I don't know. I don't know who said it. My dogs are not my subjects.
Okay, but when you say you're going to the obedience club, that's what makes it sound like they're your subjects.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
All right, if you
That's
say so.
ridiculous. Is rally? You seen the rally trials?
Yes.
Those dogs are trained in obedience.
I noticed the official
But
classification
do
of
the
it.
dogs enjoy what they're doing?
Shh. Shush. Yes, they do.
All right. Well, there you go. There you go. Let's see. How long till he hurts feelings with a Plan Z caravan?
No. I don't want to. No. I want to get back to the Jeep. Mission Improbable. Hang on. Let me just take care of this. Come here, Molly. Come here. Molly.
You're not gonna tell me to calm down. We don't do that. Nobody tells me to calm down.
Okay.
Where's Winnie?
Right there.
Let's see.
Yes. Yes, you're my
Don't
companion.
they have to be obedient to go there? No. Oh no. Jeez. Right.
Look how obedient that she is.
No, they don't have to be obedient to go there.
Molly Mush.
Tony complains about the name of the school and then trashes his dog, expecting them to be obedient. What?
I have no
I
idea.
have no idea what that means either.
Oh.
Handling the fur peeps.
Where you going?
I'm leaving.
You can't leave.
I can't leave.
No, you get back there and do your job.
Did you get snow? Did you get snow?
No, we did not.
No.
That's why I'm happy. If you want to see me be not happy, show me snow.
The dog got kicked out of obedience school for stealing a minivan.
That's me. I make that noise sometimes.
I'm pretty sure that dog has both of you trained well.
Yes.
It's your brother.
Ah, normal James. What's happening,
What's
man?
up, James? Tony, Kathy needs obedience training as well. I'm done. See you later. You can do this.
I can't do this.
You can do it. You can sit. I can change the camera.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, here comes it over here.
All
Over
right.
here.
I'll take all my liquids.
You see that.
Okay, good. All right. See, how do we do this?
Change the camera.
Yeah. There we go.
There you go. It's
Okay, we can do this.
easy. See?
Let's see. Zero, I don't like stealing or stolen. I prefer fencing. Yeah, the fenced things are good too. Let's turn this a little bit. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to get this. Let's see. Yes, good evening. Let's see, Kathy, did you show it? She's on strike. Evan Jones, look at you. I said the thing about the dogs. All right, you rock, man. That's my sentiments exactly with that. Let's see. Northern Lights. Oh yeah, I haven't seen anything like that. Let's see. Kathy, Norma Ray Bananas. YP. God, I can't make that. What's up? What's happening? Yes. Well, I tried. Holy shit, she really left the chat. Yes, she did. Let's see. That's a good question. Sean the person. How were AMC cars for street racing back in the day compared to the big three? There weren't any on the street, really. I mean, occasionally you see somebody with with an AMX, but they were few and far between. You see about as many of them. You saw about as many of them on the street back in the day, proportionally as like you see at car shows and events today. Let's see. Mute. Let's see. Javelin. Yeah, but again, like they just weren't popular. They sold like one AMC for every like 20 GM cars for every like 10 AMCs or Chryslers or Fords. Let's see. Jody Smith, I think the death knell of production muscle cars is whenever GM effed up and closed down Pontiac. I mean, the original muscle car era, it was over long before then. Pontiac was down to like Aztecs and stuff like that. Let's see. Tuck had to come back. She'll probably come back. The Lane Horse. My pops had an AMX. He said it was only a 290, but it sounded great. They did sound great. They were very high revving engines. They were happy. They were beautiful cars, but again, like they just didn't sell them in big numbers. And you really couldn't get speed equipment for those things either. Let's see. Are you going to the PRI show in Indy? No, I avoid the industry at all possible costs. I don't like them and they don't like me. Hang on, I gotta open the door, let her out. So yeah, I avoid all industry functions. Let's see. Clatra, the IROC Z is growing on me, and I'm a 60s Ford guy. I like the IROCs. They were okay. I road tested a bunch of them. And I actually had a 5.7. It was a blue 5.7 5-speed. Before they put them in production, it was like a prototype car, and it got stolen out of my driveway in New York. Okay. I'm just scrolling back up here. I'm not used to operating this one. I'm used to working off the computer. Voltmeter. Show the person. What happens to that dirt bike Sportster you were building? So I still want to do a dirt bike Sportster. But here's the thing with, okay, and I'm going to cover this like in detail, because originally the Sportster was available as, quote, a dirt bike. 1958 had the, or was it 1959? It was a 1 year only model, and it was literally a dirt bike. No headlight, no tail light, no nothing. The problem you have with building any type of Sportster, quote, dirt bike, is seat height to peg, the relationship between seat height and pegs. So a true dirt bike keeps your knees almost completely straight, and a Sportster frame has your knees all the way bent. So in order to actually build a Sportster dirt bike, to do proper dirt bike things, you've got to raise the seat high in relation to the pegs. Basically, it kind of takes a reconfiguring of the whole bike. So I started working on it, and then we moved out of that shop, out of the last shop, and it was one of those things like I knew I was going to get to it, and I could pick up on it at any time, so I got rid of that roller. But I do have another one that I haven't shown on this channel yet that I will be working on. So I haven't forgotten the idea, but I want to do it right. I want it to have the correct, seat to peg ratio, so you're 75-80% upright as you're riding the bike. But I want to keep it looking like a Sportster. I don't want to look like a hybrid thing or a weird, a combination of dirt bike and Sportster. I want it to look like a natural Sportster. So that's the trick to it. Let's see. DJ Shea, 456 488, too much for the street of Chevy C10. Has a hot small by Chevy Stroker and a hot rod turbo hydro 350. Both of those are going to be too much for the street. To be honest with you, 456 488. Well, let's say just ballpark. You're looking at a 29, 30 inch tall tire. It's going to put you like, I can't do the math off the top of my head, but anything over like 55, 60 miles an hour, it's going to be screaming. For streetable ratios, you gotta stay south of like 410, 391, 355, like that. Unless you go for an overdrive, which you throw an overdrive in there, and then the sky's the limit. 488 should be fine. Showing the person, I'm sure you have to remount the pegs for dirt. You gotta remount the pegs, and you gotta raise the seat. Let's see. UK is good people. I love UK people.
Good night.
UK peeps. Okay.
Say it again.
Okay. Let's see.
It keeps one more time.
We'll lower the ground. Nine-finger wrench. And Uncle Tony has built my own T5 Trans. Very nice. Congratulations. I appreciate your awesome videos on that subject. I used to do T5s on the side of the road back in my Mustang days. Shush! 72Z20. Tony, did that wiring schematic I sent to the van help you out at all? Yeah, well, it gave me an idea what I was looking at. Yes. Thank you. Um, you're doing a top loader this winter. Everything can be rebuilt. It's just you have to set your mind to it that you're going to do it, and then put the time aside. You know, the hardest part is getting started. Once you actually get started, it becomes easy. But that's the hard part. Just deciding you're going to do it, finding all the right information, sourcing the parts. Like try to source the parts before source of general parts. Like if you're doing a Chrysler transmission, you want to see what's in the Brewer catalog before you start breaking it down. That's the hardest part is just getting started with it. Let's see. Okay.
Go there.
Okay. That was a cool car, the Formula 350. Did you see the drag test I did on the Formula 350? It was called ZZ Stop. That was the one where we put the taillight spotters guide in, so you could see all of the cars that were everything that you were going to race that was going to beat you. You could identify them from the taillights. We did that in Cars Illustrated. Let's see. Nine-finger wrenching. The T5. I guess you only got 9 of them. How'd you lose your finger? The T5 is for a '91 Mustang GT. I'm redoing the rear end now, putting a 373 to wake it up a bit from the 308. I tell you something. I ran everything I did with my car was with the 308. That T5. Here's the thing you gotta be aware of, right? 9-finger wrenching. The T5 has a 308 first gear. So your torque multiplication in first gear is great going in. The 308s will put you right on the edge of traction. 327s with a stock rear suspension are hard to deal with. You go to like 370s, you're gonna you're gonna need real tire and real suspension to get that thing to hook. So just keep that in mind. I would me personally, if it's a street-based car and you're running like testing 2 nights at the track or a little street racing, I would stick with the 308s. The 308s are going to be much more manageable on marginal surfaces with regular street tires. Mike Fredericks, Tony, can you say the most amount of dollars you won street racing in New York City? $18. It was a crazy night, man. It was a crazy night, but yeah, $18. Oof, that was a rough one. Sub-Zero Mike, what's happening, man? 9-finger wrenching. I lost my right index finger to a rare cancer. Really? So I started a YouTube channel. Congratulations. I mean, I'm sorry you had the rare cancer, but congratulations on the YouTube channel. I hope you do well. Always making the best of stuff, man. Always moving forward. Doesn't matter what's wrong. Doesn't matter what happens, what the obstacles are. Just keep marching forward. Sean the person, thoughts on buying a nodular iron mid-plate from when I rebuilt my Muncie, or should I stick with the cast aluminum one? Mid-plate? I'm not sure what you mean by mid-plate. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Dang, I had no idea you guys were racing for money. Yeah, occasionally, man. Some guys get out there and race for like $30. It was crazy. It was just crazy. Let's see. 80 in real. Are you good? No. Sub-Zero Mike, Cherokee warped head more than 2000s. Is it worth it? I wouldn't even consider it to be a warped head, man. That's it goes between the main case and the tail shift. I don't know enough about those transmissions to give you an educated answer. I was an 833 4-speed guy. Let's see. Danny Boyd is having his second glass of gin after a 6-day dry out. Okay, well, I guess that's good. Let's see. Jessica Stoner, 806. Hi all, how are you? I got news, but I promise it will be quick. Yeah, Jess, hit us with the news. Well, while we wait for the news, let's see. Territory, what projects will you be working on during the winter? The dragster. The dragster is going to get priority over the winter for sure. Probably going to roll Mission Improbable back into the rotation, and we have stuff to do with the Belvedere too. I have to think of so the Belvedere. We got to get baseline runs on it, but I haven't decided. I'm gonna put a power adder. I'm gonna add something to it, but I don't know what yet. I'm kind of leaning towards a centrifugal blower, like a torque storm. Or nitrous. I don't know, one or the other, but it's going to get a power adder. But first, I'm going to mess around with different carburetors on it. Jessica Starner, can you also good luck for me today? Because I got mocks. Mocks are for a practice test. I have no idea what that is. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with your mocks. Hey, PB James. Well, thank you, Molly. Molly gave me kisses. Shannon, 78 Monty, now that hunting season's over for me, it's time for car building season. Just got the heat hooked up in the garage. Going to start working on the Monte Carlo. Just some body work left to do. I just picked up a kerosene heater. That propane one that I had last year, we did the video on, it was just junk. So I got a Radiant. Because I was going to get a torpedo heater, just because I hate the smell of the friggin' things and the noise. Well, if you shoot YouTube, the noise is no good. So I'm going to try to heat the place with a couple of Radiant kerosene heaters. We try one first towards the back of the shop where I'm doing most of the work on the dragster, and then maybe add a second one. We'll see how that one goes. But I gotta keep the heat in the 60-degree range. Yeah, the Harbor Freight heater that I had last year, I did a video on it, and it wasn't up to the task. Scoop, I made a clear plastic wall so I can have the garage door open in winter. I can't really have the garage door open because there's businesses like all day long. The businesses around me make a noise and they're driving through the lot and all sorts of other stuff. So unless it's like a weekend or like a holiday or something like that, I really have to work when I'm shooting videos at least with the door closed. So. Let's see. That's interesting. Tony, have you seen the YouTube videos where guys convert old clothes dryers into shop heaters? No, I haven't. Romancing Iron. What is that? Iron Man. Well, Ron Man Scarlet. Have you heard of the Dutch YouTuber called Eaton Beaver? He'll teach you a thing or two. Well, good. I need to learn a few things. I'm tired of faking it on YouTube, pretending like I know all of this stuff. Let's see. Uh-oh, I lost my lighter. Uh-oh, that's a problem. Hang on, guys, I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see. What kind of dog do I have? I have 5. I have 1 mutt, I have 2 beagles, and I have 2 border collies. Oh, we got a super chat. Thank you, Greg Squasher. Greg Squasher. Tony, can you do a video on the nitromethane hydrazine info from dragsters in the 60s? Brian Loans just did a really good video on hydrazine. I might disagree with him on a couple of small points that he made in the video, but from a historical perspective, it was excellent, and I wouldn't even attempt to top that. I would just reference people to go over there and watch his video. Bison Joe, I have a question if I may. Yes, Bison, what is the question? It's easier, guys, if you have a question, it's easier to just spit it out than because now I got to go back and I got to watch for Bison Joe's question to come up. Let's see. Hang on, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not used to operating this newfangled thing here. Flat rate question. Chad Burns. Is there a certain age to go live on YouTube? I don't know. I have no idea. I think you just need to have 1,000 subs and you can go live. Let's see. Bill. Oh God. Okay, here we go. Bill Schroeder, I'm experiencing fitment grief trying to bolt AC to a 440. Bought an aluminum water pump housing and a newer style alternator, making life heck. Any advice? Okay, see, I stick with the factory stuff. I've been down the road with all of these different aftermarket brackets and pulleys and systems and so on and so forth, and I found that screw all of that. Stick with the factory original stuff. Right, or whatever, just get the right parts and put them together the way the factory put them together. I literally just did this with the Charger last week because I had a mixed match of pulleys and whatnot, and it was continuously eating the alternator belt. So I ended up switching everything over to the right original 1967 no AC pulley set for power steering is the only option the car has. Problem solved, right? No fitment issues. Just get the right stuff. Yes, Zero. Zero's got it right. Stick with stock. Mopar or nothing. Okay, that's another coffee. Let's move on to orange juice. Propane gas driver. Hunter Callan. I have a 58 Edsel. Very cool. Slightly hot rodded motor, original paint, patina. Should I keep it original with the pitting and patina, or rather consider? I'm a patina person. I love patina, not fake patina. I love honest patina on a car because it's the car's history, you know. I in my mind, either do the body work and do the paint, or leave the patina. And in most cases, I would say leave the patina, and I definitely wouldn't wrap it. It just doesn't feel right to me. But everybody's a little bit different. If 58 Edsel, and yeah, I would probably keep it original. Um, let's see. Wes, 7411. Hey Tony, I'm really considering throwing a 360 in my 66 Dart that has a slant 6 in it. What advice would you give me? What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Um, I mean, how original is the car? How nice is the car? How much time are you going to spend burning rubber as opposed to just using it as a car, right? Yeah, and that's the way I see it. If it's still got its original, like everything in it, or close to original everything, at this stage of the game, just leave it alone, right? There's plenty of rollers out there with unoriginal, no engines or unoriginal stuff. Stick with that. If you've got a survivor type of car, I would tend to leave it alone. I would tend to leave it alone. Um, let's see. Uh, Ogra Squasher, thank you for your super chat again. I have a 6-cylinder Pontiac overhead cam engine. Nice. I saved from a local, that's the Pontiac Sprint engine. Local salvage yard that I would donate to you for free if you could do a video about it. I already did a video about I never did an engine. I never did a video specifically on that engine, but I've talked about it many times. And I do appreciate the idea of donating it, but I have nothing to put it in. And I'm trying to like declutter my life. Not to sound ungrateful. I appreciate the offer. I really do. But no, I'm trying to declutter. But I have talked about that engine many times in the past on this channel. Let's see. All right, somebody's meowing. Yes. Tony, did Stockton Martin, KJ Kiley, did Sox Martin have any secret spy stuff on their 4-speed? No, just the standard, grinding off every other tooth on the Senko and filling it with ATF. Drag race only 833s work best with ATF instead of gear lube. Hey, good. We've got continuing meowing. That's always important. Because honestly, I don't think there's enough meowing on this channel. Let's see. Okay, Sean the person. Trying to have a Posi 12 bolt in my Impala. When I hold one tire still and try to turn the other one, oh God, this thing's giving me a pain in the ass. Hang on. Sometimes the tire will turn, and other times the tire won't budge at all. Is that a clutch shot? It's reason to investigate. It's definitely reason to investigate it for sure. Zero saying it's troll night. What's Honda? Oh, wait a minute. Didn't that go against your rule about no pink red fluids in your cars? That's when I was younger. When I was in my 20s, and I swore off all pink fluids or red fluids in any of my cars. Everything had to be completely manual. Bunny Corfano, what was the reason they didn't put air conditioning in Hemi cars? Well, two reasons. The weight. You're adding another 75 pounds to a car that's already extremely nose heavy. And B, packaging. The V2 compressor that they had at the time, the one that they were using, won't fit. It just won't fit. They would have to use it won't fit with all the normal factory parts that they had. The air cleaner and whatnot. Same thing with the six pack. The reason they didn't have air conditioning with the six pack is because it didn't clear the air cleaner. The very front, the AC compressor was right up against the front carb, and you couldn't put an air cleaner around it. So they would have had to have used like like the Ford style, I forget what they call it, that upright single cylinder compressor. Let's see, Crazy Eddies. Well, Crazy Eddies. Everything Yukon. Do you know old zip ties? Know him. I stole his freaking leg, man. Okay, Wes. I was the one who asked about the 360 swap. The car's pretty unoriginal, terrible repaint. Entire dash has been replaced along with different seats and carpet, so it's not very original. Then yeah, then if you again, see if your primary purpose is to go out and burn rubber, then yeah, throw the 360 in it. It'd be a fun ride, man. I'll tell you that right now. Um, and they fit right in there. 66. Um, the exhaust is a little is going to be a little bit of an issue. Just keep that in mind. You're gonna have problems with not problems, but uh, undercar headers are extremely tight in the early A bodies. The exhaust manifolds, they use special exhaust manifolds on those, where the passenger side dumps down, the driver's side heads straight back. There's no room for it to go down because it's got to clear the starter and all of that. There's no room in those 66 and down A bodies. So you've either got to use the stock exhaust manifolds on it or fender well headers. So just keep that in mind. Like if you're thinking about using like Magnum exhaust manifolds or something, forget it. They're not going to fit. Um, let's see. '79 Holly two barrel from a 400 on a '75 318. Different intake manifolds, man. The two barrel from the 400 has got a bigger base than the 318. Okay, I'm trying to catch up here. Wes, would I be able to keep my power steering with that swap? Yeah, there's no reason you couldn't use a power steering pump on it. THOY4, okay. Tony, I need to make my XJ faster. Should I do fuel injectors, intake air cowl, and 62 millimeter throttle body upgrade? Um, I did a whole video on modifying the stock throttle body on those. So you just search throttle body on the channel. I did a whole video on that. I'm thinking about like what I should tell you on that, and off the top of my head, I'm drawing a blank. But let me dwell on that a little bit. Let me dwell on that a little bit. Um, let's see. Watch mechanic. Tony, I've got a little bit of a conundrum. you might have insight on. I have an LA360 and an 85 D1, 86 D1, 85 D150. It has an intermittent miss, has new cap, rotor, wires, spark plugs, and timing chain. And you've got intermittent miss. When do you get the miss? When do you get the miss? When does it happen? I'm going to watch for your response here. Watch mechanic. Jason Moldine. Tony, if I want to reprogram the chip on my 87 R10, do I need to know the specs of the can shift to do a proper tune? You need to come here on Wednesday night and ask Dr. Art. Dr. Art would probably be able to give you an answer for that. I can't. Let's see. Okay, you guys are talking about 4 barrels? Tony worked at the dog wash too. I dropped the dog off and Tony gave me the wrong dog when I picked it up. Well, that's how I got fired, man. All the dog swapping I was doing. It was terrible. Dean Stevens. Oh, the 426 powered Monteverde High 450 SS was equipped with air conditioning. It was mid-engine. Peter Monteverde saw that Pantera and Mangusta had it, so the 426 Hemi got it too. Yeah, but he didn't use the stock factory compressor on that, the V2 compressor that sits on top of the engine. There's no way you could have fit that to a 426. He probably used a rotary style compressor and was probably mounted low like they do today with the aftermarket kits. How can you tell, Josh Harania, I can't pronounce that name. I can't see with these glasses on this small screen. Josh, how can you tell how much compression ratio if you did not build the engine? Yeah, compression ratio. I mean, you can get cylinder pressure by doing a compression test. How do you tell the compression ratio? There's a way, and I can't think of what it is. There's a way, and I can't think of what it is. I'm going back. I'm trying to find that. I'm looking for something, guys. The compressor you think of is the York. Yes, yes, that's the upright compressor. Yes, like the universal one. AMC used them, Ford used them, and then they use them in all of the dealer add-on AC kits. Okay, there it is. Watch mechanic. All right, the miss is more noticeable at higher RPMs. I also had to put a new carburetor and fuel filter on it. Check compression. All of them are actually healthy for 266,000 miles. Could it be an ignition coil? Coil will be more load sensitive, like a weak spark. You'll notice it drop out and misfire under heavy load. Not so much RPM, although it could give you a higher RPM miss. What do you have the timing set at? Because if you've got just like let's say okay, does this higher RPM misfire go away when you give it gas, or does it get more aggravated when you give it gas? Dean Stevens is saying that air conditioned Hemi was a V2 high mount. He did some work on it to get it to fit the 440 Imperial air conditioning unit. And that's hard. I'd have to see that, man. That's going to be an extremely tight fit. Um, let's see. Territory, will Project Improbable get any more weight reduction? Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. I don't want to gut it. I honestly don't want to gut it any more than it already is. It's already kind of sketchy driving it. Like you get on the highway with it, and 60, 70 miles an hour just keeping up with traffic. If you're going around a turn and you hit a couple of bumps, it wants to dance around because those things sort of light the way they are, and then I pulled a significant amount out of it. So I don't think I want to pull any more weight out of it. Then the next thing is going to be for sure. I gotta get some skinnier tires on the front of it. And the next thing for sure is a cylinder head. We're going to go through that cylinder head. Okay, watch mechanic. Timing is 13 degrees initial at idle, and it drops in and out, causing a heartbeat-like thrum, so it's not missing all the time. When giving it fuel, it is less noticeable. Okay, so if it happens when you give it gas, it's under load. Okay, so I'm gonna guess causing a heartbeat like thumb, so it's not missing all the time. When giving it fuel, it is less noticeable. All right, I can't answer any more of these questions. Watch mechanic. Beyond this, okay, check to see that your damper hasn't moved. Check to see that your damper hasn't moved. Check the timing marks. Make sure top dead center is what you're actually going after. Because, and the reason I say this now is if you get your initial set at 13 degrees, but let's say the damper is off. Let's say it's slipped by 10 degrees. Okay, you actually got 23 initial, which means that you're going to have like 38 total, plus whatever vacuum advance comes in. And what that'll do is that'll give you, as your crew, it'll be great as long as you're accelerating and as long as you've got a load on the engine. But when you get to like 2,500, 3,000 RPM and you're on like a steady cruise type of thing, it'll start hunting, which is a sign of too much total timing. So I can't go any further with this other than to say, now you've got to go check the timing marks and make sure that 0 is top dead center. Any recommendations for driving an old car in the cold? That's from Billy. If it's got heat, turn on the heat. I mean, that's probably the best advice I've ever gotten or I've ever given, man. Turn on the heat. If you've got it. If you don't, jackets and gloves. Gloves. Don't be a hero, man. Let's see. Wes, wash mechanic. Makes sense. Thank you for the input. I've been chasing this miss for a couple of weeks. Telling you, I bet you the damper slipped. Mark Nunya, picked up my first Virago for my son. Awesome info as I would have never considered it. Oh, you watched that video I did on the... I just watched, somebody else just did a video on that same bike. And I don't remember who it was. One of the regular motorcycle channels. And they, like this last week, they just did a video on, you know what, I thought this one was going to be a turd, but it turns out to be a pretty cool bike. So yeah, they just did that thing on the little Virago. Joe K, I'm assuming no. But Tony, have you ever done torque tube overhauls on the C5 and newer Corvettes? No, but I know that there's a friggin' nightmare. I know that you gotta pull, like, if you wanna do anything with the clutch, you gotta take the whole rear end out of the car. Yeah, no, I haven't, and I won't. I just won't. Uh, Zero saying I have a whole set of layers to wear. No heat, of course, so I can travel. There you go, man. You're in California, though. It's like you got the ultimate weather there. Uh, let's see. I'm just scrolling back. Uh, the monkey wrench. Found only two 3D3s within reasonable driving distance. One is locked up, likely from sitting so long. The other is started up and had a knocking sound. Offer something more than scrap or run. Um, uh, did you see the 3D3 we just did? Because that was locked up from sitting. It was a mess. It was a mess, and we did the most basic, most basic overhaul on the thing, a refurbishment, if you want to call it. We've got a total of $675 invested, including the paint, the purchase price of the engine, and right down to the paint. $675. Yes, go get it and follow what we do. That's a sweet running engine. The engine in the Belvedere. Uh, Zero, saying, boss, it can be. My version of California cold here. I see frost on my interior doors because there's metal. How cold does it get there? Like, what would you expect? Like on the coldest morning of the winter, what would you expect to see there, man? Uh, any new XJs? No. I'm done adding vehicles. Done adding vehicles. I think, I mean, honestly, from now on, I want to look for other people's cars to screw around with. I really don't want to do any more of my own. Um, like this thing that came up with the dragster and Jeff is like perfect. So I think in the future that's the direction I want to go in. Just find people who have vehicles that they want to do, bring it over, and let's get it done. So no, I'm not adding any more. Uh, no joking, I'm not done with XJs. I have one minivan. Zero saying mid fifties here is fucking cold, but it's gotten to thirties here a few years back. It's about 25 degrees outside right now. I think we got snow coming tonight. Uh, Wes, what do you prefer, LA or Magnum blocks? I'm so familiar with LA's that I just kind of lean in that direction. You know, it's just something I'm so familiar with, right? So, but I recognize the Magnum as a superior engine. You know, just because something's better doesn't necessarily mean that you have to you like it more. Does that make any sense? I recognize the superior of the Magnum in every form, but I'm essentially an LA guy. Poor Man's Speed Shop, welcome in and thank you. Um, yeah, Zero saying in your local mountains where it snows like only 30 minutes away. And that was the nicest thing I remember. Like the first time I was in California, that's what I noticed the most. We were in Pomona, and it was like 75, 80 degrees. Like it was just beautiful. It was just nice, not too hot, not too cold, and like the background was all mountains with snow on them, and it was like that's crazy, right? But that's California. It's very beautiful. 71 Mexico, going all the way down to 66. I hope you got antifreeze in your stuff, man. Um, Wes, if you were going to turn a 360 into a 408, what would be everything that you would do? I'm pretty new to building engines. Doing this one would be my first. Um, I'll be honest with you, man. Nothing. Bolt the crank in. Bolt the crank in. Um, I'm not crazy about the Power Nation people. Actually, they're right down the road. They're like 25 miles away. I'm not crazy about what they do, but they actually did a comparison, a back-to-back comparison. They took a 360 and they did nothing but throw the stroker kit in it, and they dynoed it before and they dynoed it after. See if you could find that. It's on Power Nation. I just go to the Power Nation channel and search 360. I thought it was pretty interesting video. But I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't do anything. It'll go together just fine with all the stock parts. Robert, tomorrow. I can't, Robert. Okay. Hey Tony, I was watching your last Bueller Ulysses video. Quick hack: the exhaust valve controller is the same as the intake manifold runner from a 5.4 Triton F-150. Really? I didn't know that. But now I sold that bike to my neighbor, so I'm going to pass that information on to him. I love that bike. I loved it a lot. But I'm a fleet guy. I try to keep all my stuff uniform. So I got rid of it. And yeah, I have just all Sportsters now. But my neighbor has it, and I will make sure he'll know about that. Uh, Territory, Tony, is the coming snow in your neighborhood bringing on the boomer chair? It very well might. There's a couple of boomer chair things I've been wanting to talk about. Let's see. Um, West 7411, how much power can a stock 727 have you seen take? Likewise for an 833. I can't speak to the ultimate power seen behind an 833, but I can tell you that up until 1971 was really where they made the change. But up to 1970, funny cars almost exclusively ran torque flights. Um, some of the GM cars ran turbo 400s. Fords would run C6s, but they have to change them out every pass. Going back to 1970, this is. So at that point, blown fuel funny car motor was making about 1,800 horsepower, and those 727s would live behind those engines. And that's at 2,000 pounds. Those cars were right about 2,000, 2,100 pounds. So I would say that if you to scale that, let's say to 3,500 pounds, a 727 will probably take 700 or 800 horsepower stock. Um, Scoop is saying he killed two 727s behind my AMC V8. Yeah, but what killed them? How did they die? Uh, uh, Watch mechanic. I killed a pump on a 727. Be careful with torque converter installs. Yep, a lot of people do that. They don't realize they didn't get that third notch fitting it in. They go to tighten a bolt down and crack. West 7411. Will a 727 bolt right into a 66 Dart? No, it will not. The transmission tunnel is too small. So in 67, they wanted to put the 3D3 and 727 into the A bodies. So in 1967, they took the A body platform and they widened it 2 inches between the frame rails, and they put a much bigger transmission tunnel in. So 67, yes, a 727 will fit right in. A 66, it won't. You'd have to take a sledge. Actually, even just taking a sledgehammer to it, the transmission is like literally in the floor. So yeah, stick with 904s in your early A bodies unless you're going to do a transmission tunnel too. Let's see. MX-73 Slideways. I've lifted the left front tire with 175 horsepower. I've done it with like 225 with the Mustang. I don't know. What do those motors make? Was it 200 horsepower, 225? And yes, I got daylight under the left front. So yeah, it's possible with enough torque multiplication. You know, in that case, it was a 308 first with a 331 first and a 308 rear. So yeah, you got enough torque multiplication. You could and traction. You can get the tire off the ground pretty easily. Michael Phillips, invest in silver or gold? Oh, bro. Silver, much greater potential. Just before we went online tonight, silver broke a new record. So let's see where we're at right now. Checking the current spot price of silver is $57.62, a new all-time record. Okay, so silver is going to give you your greatest potential, percentage-wise, greatest potential return. It has a long way to go to catch up with gold. So silver, yes, but this is not investment advice, but I've started stacking copper. I've started stacking copper because I believe that's the next thing to go. Yes, you're right. This is only advice. This is only advice. It's bad financial advice. Copper go crazy soon. I believe so. I believe so. And if you want the cheapest, easiest way to get into copper right now, just go to any bank and just get nickels. Just go buy rolls of nickels. Okay? Forget about trying to find pre-82 pennies and all of that. That's already been picked clean. Go to your bank and just get nickels, right? Because a nickel is mostly copper. There's like 6 cents or 7 cents of copper in every nickel. It costs them money. It costs them money to make nickels. So if copper does go nuts, the melt value of nickels is going to go nuts. And if it doesn't, it didn't cost you anything. You just spend your nickels. see. Arnold, Printhill, how'd you make out those cam bushings on the Sportster? I haven't done anything with them yet. I like the idea of side drilling a pin to keep the bushing from spinning. I know I know what I'm gonna try. I know what I'm gonna try. I still have to order bushings to try it with. But I'm gonna wait until I get that bike to the shop. Just makes it easier to film. Okay. All right. So Wes was asking about the 904 and the 360, and Zero's got that covered. Small block panel is all the same. 360 have an external balance is what you need to remember, torque converter, etc. Yes, and you can buy weight kits. They sell. Who is it? Oh God. Just Google torque converter weight kit, Mopar torque converter weight kit, and it'll be a package that'll come and they'll give you the weights, and there'll be a chart on there to show you where on the torque converter to weld the weights based on the engine that you have. And the 360 takes more weights than anything else. So yeah, you can do it yourself. Okay. Let's see. Sean Newhouse, any penny after July of 82 is 95% zinc. June and back pre-82 is 95% copper. Yeah, they're getting a little scarce. They're out there, you can find them, but they're getting scarce. But the thing is, the nickel, like I said, the nickel has 7 cents worth of copper in it. So, that's what I would be looking for. You're gonna pay good premiums on copper bullion. Which if I'm not worried about the premium on the copper bullion because I think I know where it's gonna go, so I'm not really worried too much about it. But the easiest way to do it, the most efficient way, like the way you can't possibly lose, is just to stockpile nickels. Will Parquet don't play is in the house. What's happening, Kay? Let's see. Arnold Prainhill, why did you not mention that the metering needle on the Harley carb should have 5 clip position, or do the Harley carbs like Japanese cars do not have the 5 position adjustment? None of the CV40s have that adjustment. You have to go back to like pre-1980s carburetors to find those adjustments. Anything that was like production based from like the 1980s on, it doesn't have that adjustment. And that's why you got to use the washers. Let's see. The proof giver. What was the Mopar engine where you can swap left and right rods to get higher compression? None. None. Oh, Mopar rods are all the same, left or right. Okay. Guys, I'm sorry. Dead air. I know dead air is terrible. I'm trying to read through. I have to keep touching the screen or it disappears. I've never used this thing before that I'm on right now. You do like the Harley videos? Keep making those, please. I will. I will. I have a lot of pending Sportster content coming for sure. Tony, slow down on the screwdrivers. It's just orange juice, man. I don't drink. Let's see. Let's see. Brian Tremblay, any ideas on exhaust headers for a 351 Windsor that will fit within 3.5 inches under cylinders, 7/8, and exit something like a 45-degree downward angle, 59 Edsel, spot 351 Windsor. I know, on those Edsels, the control arms. The control arms play hell with the front header tubes. I know all about it, and no, I don't know. I don't know of any bolt-on header that's gonna work on that. That's a terrible design. Well, okay, I mean it wasn't designed for performance. They weren't designed for. But if you ever wonder why those FE motors have those flat exhaust manifolds, it's because of the cars they were originally designed to go in, those Edsels. And the proximity of the up control arm to the cylinder head is so tight you can't get anything through there. So yeah, I don't have any suggestions for that, but I know what you're up against. Let's see. I'm just rolling back here. Pennies from World War II. Nick, Easy 8. Hello, Tony. You're one of the best classic car channels out there. Thank you. I'm almost 23 years old and I daily drive a 71 Chevy C20 350 V8 and 700R4 auto transmission. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's a nice ride, man. Arnold, okay. I've been into bikes since I was a kid. I have my first Harley, and I can't believe how much I actually like it. They grow on you, you know. There's that old saying: "If I have to explain, you'll never understand." Yeah, it really applies, and it's true. If I have to explain why I like it, you'll never understand it. And yeah, that's the best way to sum them up. They're just very, and I find it with sportsers. The bigger bikes, I just don't. They're too heavy. It's just not the same. But Sportsters become like you meld with the bike. You become like one with the bike. It's hard to explain. Let's see. Shannon, 78 Monty. On older cars, originally 6-volt system, better to keep original, or is there advantages of converting to the 12-volt when it's just a fun driver? Availability of like simple things like bulbs and whatnot. I would probably just I would if yeah, I would probably change it to a 12-volt. If it's gonna be like a daily driver type of thing, you're better off a 12-volt. Joker, Tony, what do you think the sum of the next 80s cars to kick off besides the Grand National and 5-liter Mustangs already did? I am going to start looking more at 80s cars and into the 90s because I think it's time to expand the channel just a little bit. So yeah, now what do I think is ultimately what do I think is the best potential platforms are all going to be G body based. So rear-wheel drive, late GM car vehicle. So all of your G bodies, the S10s, S15s, and even like the Astro vans, all of the stuff that's like a derivative of the G body, I think is the best place to be. And I'm going to be doing more videos on that stuff. My eyes are open for content along those lines. Um, Sean Newhouse, great show all the time. Thanks for all you do. Kids today need to understand and appreciate history and where it came from. I try to include history in everything that I do, even if it's just like a simple tech video. I do try to do to give like enough background so you can see where this came from, like the steps of evolution and how it arrived at the piece that we're dealing with today, because I think that's important. I think that, and a lot of people say, oh, it's babbling, right? But no, I think giving the background and the evolution of any given system is important to understand how it works. And then from there you can go on to how to improve it. Let's see. The holes. Random question: do you ever change the rubbers between the body and frame on the old Chryslers? Me? No, I don't have any C bodies. There are no rubbers in the frame between the body and the frame on any of the B bodies. Um, that's a C body only thing. And then later on, you go to the 73, 74 B bodies. Yeah, they have rubber insulators. And yes, I have changed those. So if that's what you're talking about, yes, I have. Otto Frogman, Edsels? Tony, you're working on Edsels? I've worked on Edsels, yes. Billy, I like 80s jam. When you said 80s, I thought you were getting a diplomat. No, I got to tell you, man, 80s Mopars, those are something only like a real Mopar freak can love. And I don't do a channel for real Mopar freaks. I do a channel for gearheads in general. So I would lose a lot of, I don't say I want to say I would lose a lot of audience, but there wouldn't be enough interest in an 80s Mopar build. They're just homely weird cars. If I was only doing Mopars, if this was a Mopar channel, like Jamie's channel, Dead Dodge Garage, is a Mopar channel. So yes, the Aspens, FMG bodies and diplomats and all of that stuff should be in there. But for my channel, no, I think of myself as a broader channel. It's just kind of Mopar based. If that makes any sense. But yeah, the K car, Joke is saying the K car family has its niche. Yes, and so okay, so that's another thing that's going to get introduced into the channel over the winter is that Charger, the Shelby Charger. So I got to get together with Brian Buey, Project Tom Garage is the name of his channel. Go over there and check him out. But I got to get together with him sometime this week and figure out what we're going to do exactly with that Shelby Charger that he's got in the back. But that car will be on the channel for sure. Scoop, can't talk about politics on Dead Dodge Garage, he'll kick you out. Well, I don't try to talk about politics either. I talk about general affairs. And then some people, and mostly economic, and some people have to twist that into politics. And there's nothing political about it. The economics of it transcend all politics because this is a bigger picture. If you're thinking that whatever current politician and whatever party is in charge at any given time has any real control over the macro economy, well, you're just silly. You don't understand the bigger picture. So what I talk about is way beyond just politics. I don't care what the interest rates are today or tomorrow. I don't care what the Fed policy is. That's nonsense. None of it has to do with the bigger picture, and that's what I focus on, is the bigger picture. Um, New Fed chair incoming, and again, it doesn't make any difference. You know, current policy is going to affect, you know, the micro economy, right? What's happening over the next 6 months or a year, but but that's the smaller picture of the bigger picture, and the bigger picture is that our economy actually goes back, the one that we're in right now goes back to the 1870s, and then through steps through 1913 and 1933. I focus on the economy from that level, from that scale, not from, oh, what's the Fed going to do next? Oh, it's quantitative easing, it's quantitative tightening, blah, 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 blah. It's all nonsense, it's all just noise. And if you get caught up in that, you don't see the bigger picture. Let's see. I only got 171 likes. Oh, my feelings are hurt. All right, we'll carry on. Cop Car Steve from Canada says, keep up the good work, eh? Thank you, Cop Car Steve. My friend, my buddy Paul Antonis back in the day had we were street rats, right? We were just street rats, and he had his winter. He had a pretty mean Barracuda, but his winter driver was a diplomat, an ex-diplomat cop car, and it looked like a current cop car. This was in New York City in the 1980s. And on the back bumper of the car, he had an old square sticker that said, "Cops are tops." For some reason, that just sticks in my mind. I'm gonna make a metals check. I gotta see this real quick. So currently, silver is 57.49, up $1.03, 1.83% so far in overnight trading. The Asian market's open now. Okay, we're gonna have some fireworks overnight, I think. I believe we're gonna see $60 before the end of this week. 60 before the end of this week. All right, we're up there. We got 183 likes now. It's a little bit better. Um, I'm just scrolling back here, guys. Okay. Junior 4062. Question. I have a 1992 Ford van E250 that's been inside storage for 7 years. Can the van be started? Whoops. Uh, it had about a quarter tank when stored. So 7 years? Oh no, that gas is probably turned. That gas is probably turned. I would dump the tank. I would dump the tank. Better safe than sorry. Even if it runs on that stuff, there's a good chance that it's going to gum the injectors. Let's see. Scoop is saying the Astro van had a 4.3. Yes, and any place you can bolt a 4.3, you can bolt a 350. Gets a little tight in the front, but it can be done. It's doable. Okay. Just looked on eBay. Guy has listing for a 440 alternator brackets for AC. Said you must grind on aluminum water housing to make it work. Yeah. Okay. So the aluminum water pump housing is patterned off of the old race Hemi one. So it would take, it would take a different setup than the later big block AC. Yeah, but yeah, it's just a little bit of grinding. I know exactly what needs to be where it needs to be ground. It's not a big deal. Do I have any gift cards? No. John Ritchie, Tony Beer. Nah, I don't drink. But I've had my coffee, orange juice, and look, I'm down to the last of my liquids now. Oh wow, I didn't realize how long we've been on. 102 minutes. The tang era is over. I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break from like sugars and stuff. Like, and I'm not going crazy like diet crazy or anything like that. But I'm trying to scale back from artificial sugars and whatnot. So I'll probably get back to tang eventually. But right now I'm trying to like clean up my system a little bit. Uh, let's see. NHRE 7111 77110. Whatever happened to the cute neighbor chick with the old Chevy Nova you helped her with? That was Paige. They moved away a few years ago. Ogre Squasher. Tony, have you ever done any videos or experiences with the inverted V16s used in the prototype P-47 Thunderbolt fighters built at the end of World War II? I have not. I don't know enough about aviation. I know a good bit about steam locomotives and stuff, but I never got into aviation, like really at all. Brian Loans, I think, has done a video on those engines. I mean, I respect the stuff. I'm just not into it. A Mexican steak, you need enough sugar for both of you. Go for it, man. Thank you. Um, Raymond Ward, I'm sorry. Tony, is it possible to homebrew a frame, quad model 892nd car, or should part of the build be done in a real frame shop? Yes, it's entirely possible. Um, to build a chassis that's going to sit to like 850, yes, absolutely you can do it at home. There's so many kits. I mean, if you've got a relatively popular body style, there are so many freaking kits that you can buy, to back half. And Yeah, you can do it yourself. Mad Joe 20. Uncle Tony, what's the maximum nitrous shot you would run on a stock internal engine generally? I know Mopars have the strong stock pistons, but what about Ford Winds is another Chevy small blocks? So they're all. I mean, okay, from a ring perspective, and clearances, piston wall clearances, and ring gaps, they're all pretty much the same. It's not going to matter whether you're spraying a Ford, a Chevy, a Chrysler, an AMC, or anything like that. Where you run into a problem with bigger nitrous shots is that the rings get hot, the rings expand, and if the gap isn't big enough, the ends of the rings butt up against each other and they go to buckle. Okay, when they buckle, that's what breaks a piston. So, I mean, you're probably safe to run a 75 or 100 shot on just about anything. Once you get up to like 150 or so, I would say, yeah, I just, it sounds backwards. It sounds backwards. Like, you think you want to spray bigger shots on stock fresh motors, but actually it's the other way around. You want to spray bigger shots on more wore out motors. So in other words, let's just say small block Mopar, small block Chevy, small block Ford, it doesn't matter, with a cast ring engine with 200,000 miles on it, will probably take 150 shot, no problem. Because the cylinders have worn and the rings have worn, and when that happens, the gap opens up, and you don't have to worry about them butting. So on a fresh motor, 75, 100 shot tops. Motor's got 150, 200,000 miles on it, you probably go 150 before you have to worry about it, actually. And then without actually having the motor apart and clearance and everything specifically for nitrous, I wouldn't go any more than a 150 shot. Bob DiMartino from Boston. Haven't been here in a while. Good to see you, brother. Nice to have you back. Let's see. Blue one. For my birthday in October, I picked up a rare block 72 convertible Buick Centurion. Nice. That's something you don't come across every day. Going to upgrade to Edelbrock ABS 2 650. Been enjoying learning about carbs watching your channel. Thanks. Why don't you like the, just out of curiosity, why don't you like the Quadrajet on that? I mean, there's nothing wrong with the ABS too. No, I'm just curious, why would you want to get away from the Quadrajet? Tyler Elliott, 5530, what bikes do you got right now? I have I've got a 2002 883R, which is like pristine. It's like a very nice bike. I've got a 99 Custom, that's kind of like a bar hopper type of thing. I have just a base model 1200 that's stripped down. That's been seen in the background of a few videos. I've got an 04 1200. I'm sorry, I have an 04 883 Custom that I've been using as my daily bike. It's got bags and shit like that, so I can throw stuff in there. And I've got an 05 1200 Custom that we're going to be introducing to the channel soon. Let's see. Bob Martino. I have a 1972 Olds Cutlass Supreme with a 1965 425 torque monster. Okay, I put a small cam, 498 lift, 850 Pro Form Edelbrock intake headers. Do they make 50 horse shot? I already have crazy power. Just curious. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure they make small systems for that. That's a nice car. That's a nice package. I like that. Tyler Elliott, wow, someone with more Sportsters than me. I'm a Sportster freak, man. I can't help it. Motor Girl is I'm a female diesel mechanic. No, you're a diesel mechanic. Drop the female part. You're just a diesel mechanic. You're one of us. Watch mechanic. Would you recommend rebuilding a 2012 5.7 Hemi or just dropping a new engine in after it ate the cam lobe? That engine's going to be loaded with metal. It's going to be loaded with, and it's going to be all in little nooks and crannies, and sometimes it breaks loose. And the problem's going to be that metal. That metal will get absorbed in bearings and stuff like that. It's not a problem. Everybody thinks that, oh, yeah, the metal's going to chew up my bearings. It's going to score the bearings, but it's not going to make. That's not where your problem's going to be. Your problem is going to be when those tiny little bits of metal find their way into the oil pump bypass. Okay, and what they'll do is they'll keep the bypass from closing completely, and that's going to kill your oil pressure, and that's what kills engines. That is actually a good video. You know that? I never thought about that, but that's actually a good video. Why, when you have that kind of damage in an engine, do you want to tear it all down and clean it out? Because the oil pump bypass is the problem. Motor Girl is saying, some people told me that females can't do it. Anybody can do anything they really want to, right? I mean, you see people born with no hands and shit, and they're able to turn wrenches and do it. It just depends on your level, on your will to do this stuff. Let's see. Mayor Joe 20, if you were to take apart this theoretical small block and clearance it for nitrous, what would you do to it, and at what point, what shot would you run if you put stock rods and pistons, etc.? The pistons aren't an issue until you run into detonation. And that's a more complicated question than to ask. There's there's too many variables to what you're talking about now, as opposed to, well, what can I get with it on a stock engine? Now you're talking about taking them over and clearancing it and going for the bigger shots. Now there are so many other variables that go into it. It's just like this isn't the place to like actually sit down and brainstorm that out. Fubar, I haven't seen you all night, and there you are putting up a link to my merch. Thank you, Fubar. So our hats, our shirts, whatever is in there, Fubar just put up the link, UncleTony'sGarage.com. Thank you, Fubar. Nice to have you with us. Let's see. They have wash mechanic. They have shim kits to heighten the oil volume. No, the shim kit doesn't. Oh, okay, yeah. Oil volume on a 5.7 oil pumps. That has nothing to do with metal getting in there and sticking a bypass. Time capsule clips. Would you ever get a 12-valve Cummins? I'm not a diesel guy. If I was a diesel guy, yes, I absolutely would. But I'm just not a diesel guy. So, and yes, so Scoop is just saying, don't forget to go over to Den Dodge Garage at the Tony Show. And I'm actually about to wrap it up like right now. Yes, it's late. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. So yes, would you look at the time? Would you look at the time? Excuse me. So that's it. Another Sunday night grind to a halt. And I have to thank our awesome mods, Zero Mexican Spec, Fubar the Axe. Guys, thank you so much as always. And everybody contributed Super Chat. Thank you so much. It's always appreciated. It's never expected, but always appreciated. And everybody who contributed your presence and your conversation, thank you equally, because this is not possible without you guys clicking on this. Otherwise, a ding dong like me would be turning wrenches in the dark someplace trying to make a living. So I greatly appreciate every single one of you. And I'd say I'm not even sure what I'm doing this week, but I'll be doing stuff. We'll be making videos this week, yes. And go over to Dr. Art Monday night on his channel, and he'll be here Wednesday night for our Wednesday Night Live. And if you still want to hang out, head over to Jamie at Dead Dodge Garage. He does a live that overlaps hours every Sunday night. So we finish up, and he still goes like another hour or so. So go over there and tell me it's done from Tennessee Central. And I am going to pull the plug and go finish my water. Oh yeah, good water. All right, guys. Now I don't even know how to end it on this. Oh my God. Look, okay, so now I have this. Now I got to figure out how to close this. Let's see. If I do this, did that end it? Yes. Do I want to stop streaming? Yes. I'll hit this.